Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, we're entering the world of social skills, and I'm going to be talking about pessimism and optimism. A couple of years back, there was this very popular commercial that came out where two different groups were arguing about which sort of tacos to eat. One group was talking about eating soft tacos. The other group was arguing about eating hard-shell tacos. And no matter what, the two groups could not agree. There was no mutual understanding. But from the outside, there was this little girl that was observing this entire debate, and she thought, ¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both? And when the adults heard this simple resolution, their mind was blown. Of course, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? So the adults, they found out a clever way to combine the hard-shell tacos with the soft tacos to design a great meal. Well, in the social world, some people wonder, should I be a pessimist? Or other people wonder, why aren't all people optimists? But in reality, the social world is not black and white. It's more gray area. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about ¿Por qué no los dos? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to context. When you can understand the context of a social situation, that's when you stop identifying with labels so much and make the strategic social decision. So I'm going to share a story with you about a time where there was this pessimist that kept on finding ways to irk me, while later on, I came to appreciate that pessimist. To have your mind completely switched regarding the social world, make sure you drop a like for me right on below, and let's begin. We all have a close friend circle. This is the kind of friend circle where we can share inside jokes with, go through tough times with, and overall just build a close camaraderie. Well, I had that close friend circle, and I still do. But during undergrad, there were 5 of us that were very, very close, and we had a lot of inside jokes. The beauty about our friend circle was that all of us, we had very similar personalities. Well, one of the members, let's call him Matt. I don't like to drop legitimate names, so let's call him Matt. Matt, he one day came up to our group and said, "Yo guys, my brother Randy, he's transferring to this school and he doesn't have any other friends. Do you mind if he hangs out with us? He's a really cool guy." And obviously we're not gonna say no, so we're like, yeah, sure, why not? Oh my God, that was a mistake. Because once we met Randy, we realized very quickly that he was a buzzkill. A buzzkill is someone who knows how to suck the energy out of a room. Some people also know them as killjoys or Debbie Downers. The thing with Randy was he was so bad at taking a joke. He would just find different ways to over-logic himself out of laughing. And he had this ridiculous motion that he would do. It went something like this. And then he would say, "You do realize," in a very nasally voice, and then he would kill your joke. So for example, if you said something like, "Knock, knock, who's there?" "Orange." "Well, you do realize an orange can't knock. It's a fruit." Another example, why did the bird go to the hospital? Why? To get a treatment. "You do realize a bird would go to a vet, not a hospital." You get the point. Overall, this guy was sucking the energy out of our friend group, and we thought, oh my God, man, let's get this guy out of here. He's annoying. And here's the thing, I didn't have too much time to worry about that, because also around that time, I had my first ever Toastmasters speech coming up, my first ever icebreakers. So a lot of my mind was focused on that. I was practicing and practicing and practicing, and I'll be real, I felt as though something was missing. So I went to my friend group and I asked them to evaluate my speech. Give me your honest feedback. After I went through my speech, they said, "It's all good, bro. It's perfect. A great speech." And part of them, they knew that I was extremely nervous to give my first ever speech, so they didn't want to criticize me and make me more nervous. But in this situation, I wanted honest feedback. So I kept asking them, "Look, guys, you could be honest with me. I feel like something is missing in this speech, so Just tell me what is missing. And they're like, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. You're going to kill it. Now, this was getting annoying because the fact that I felt as though something was wrong and no one would tell me what was wrong was irking me and making me more anxious for the upcoming speech coming up. So part of me was thinking, well, what do I do? Who can critique me? Who can, honestly, at this situation, buzzkill the situation? Buzz Killington, Randy. Randy will be perfect for this scenario. So I hit him up on Facebook Messenger and I said, yo, bro, I need to talk to you. He's like, my brother's not here. I was like, I'm not looking for your brother. I'm looking for you. He's like, all right, man, I'm at the crib. Come through. I go to the crib and I tell him exactly what's going on. I tell him that I need someone to evaluate my speech and give me their honest feedback. So I'm going through the speech and Randy is listening very, very intently. And as I'm going through it, I finally am in the finishing portions. And here's Randy about to gather his thoughts and give his final opinion. And he opens with, Armani, that was excellent. Great storytelling. I really enjoyed it. At this point, I'm thinking, he's going to say the exact same things that my other friends were saying. However, Randy stops and he says, but you do realize. Yeah? What should I realize? And then he starts giving me a whole bunch of critiques. You could have been more enthusiastic. Yeah, okay. Your speech was 8 minutes. I feel like you could have done it for 6 minutes and 45 seconds. All right, okay. And he just kept firing off and off and off with more and more critiques. And this time, I appreciated it. I appreciated Randy's buzz-killing nature. Unlike before, where I was finding him very, very annoying. What changed? Well, what changed was the context. In the initial stages, I was evaluating Randy from the social skills lens. I didn't like how he always took the energy out of jokes. But when I was evaluating him from the public speaking lens, I appreciated his pessimistic nature. I truly liked it. And since he was telling me what a lot of other people refused to tell me, him alone helped me out tremendously in that icebreaker speech. Overall, the whole lesson from this video is pessimism or optimism. It depends on your context. A few videos ago, I talked about not identifying too much with being an extrovert or an introvert. When you identify too much with one label, that's when you start becoming socially stiff. Not socially dynamic, but socially stiff, which is a problem. When you say to yourself too many times, well, I'm an introvert, well, you're going to lose out on a lot of opportunities versus if you keep saying, I'm an extrovert, the same thing is going to happen. You're not being dynamic and you're closing your mind off. In situations like this in the social skills world, you want to have a little bit of optimism and you want to have a little bit of pessimism in both doses. Sure, you can identify with one main character trait, but you should be able to switch modes when necessary. So just to give you an example, overall, I would consider myself an optimist, and many of you guys listening to this video may consider yourself an optimist too. But let's say you have to do a business dealing with a well-known snake, and he's trying to come up and he's trying to get your business. Are you going to be an optimist with that individual? No, with this individual, you should be a pessimist. Sure, they're saying the right words, they're saying it in a very sweet way, but if you have any social judgment, you should be very skeptical. You should sort of be looking for the worst in everything and evaluating their actions, not their words alone. But let's say you naturally identify as a pessimist and you have a friend who you know as a super hard worker. Whenever they say they're going to do something, they get it done. But as of late, they've been struggling with the 40-hour work week grind. They're not having fun anymore. They feel like something's missing. So they're thinking about quitting their job and starting a business. Now you, as the pessimist, you understand that 9 out of 10 businesses fail. But in this context, this is an individual who has a track record of following things through. They have the track record of someone who has great judgment. Are you going to be a pessimist with them, or are you going to use some of your background knowledge and be an optimist and grind them through the process they're about to take? Sure, you could be pessimistic in certain natures, but overall, you want to give them words of wisdom and words of support. Overall, what you want to start understanding is different times cause for different measures. So there's two things you also want to understand. If you are evaluating other people who just identify with one character trait, like Randy. Randy is a pessimist. He's not going to be an optimist for more than 10 seconds. He's naturally a pessimist. Well, the Randys of the world, you want to be able to evaluate them from different lens. When I was evaluating him from the social skills lens, I found him annoying. But when I evaluated him from the public speaking lens, I found him rather pleasant. So with these other individuals in your life, make sure you're swapping the lens that you're evaluating them with. Even if they're toxic in one part, they may be empowering in another part. Now, if you are considering yourself a certain trait, have the awareness to be able to swap when needed. I can't tell you exactly when to swap. This is more of a judgment thing. But overall, the more that you gain social experience, the easier and easier that it becomes. Overall, you want to be what Bruce Lee said, like water. You don't want to be a stiff ice cube. And in order to be like water and to enhance your ability to be socially dynamic, you want to build your education. Education is the power to educe, the power to draw out something. It's not you just memorizing a bunch of random things. This channel will help you tremendously in your education journey, but so will the Armani Archives, an in-depth look into the world of social skills. These archives deal with real-life experiences that I've been through, and it's formed in short stories where you can understand different paradigms on how to operate in the social skills world. The more education that you have, the more that you build your awareness. To grab your copy of the Armani Archives, an in-depth look into the world of social dynamics, make sure you go on over to the description box right on below and grab your copy today. Thank you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.